Hello, good evening. It's nighttime and I'm trying out my new camera. And for some reason it's making me nervous. But here's the situation. So, like 3 or 4 days ago, my alma mater sent me an announcement, or it's, they sent it to everyone, an announcement that they had opened applications for a fellowship to go to an artist retreat. And I have been kind of getting back into looking at residencies. I applied to one, still haven't heard back. Stressed about it a little bit every day. But I was thinking about applying to one of these because my school, they go to this place specifically every year. So I was telling myself, if I don't get accepted to that other residency, I should try to go to this retreat, whether I'm paying for it or not. And this is a fully funded opportunity. It covers the tuition, housing, meals, and travel. But I think only one person is chosen, so it would be really great, but I'm trying to be positive. But it is like, the more people apply, the less my chances are. And that's kind of a attitude or way of thinking that I have whenever I apply for a job. I'm just like, hope there's not too many people. But whatever. I think I can do this all tonight, maybe. And just like blast the application and like get it away from me, because sometimes that's how you have to do things. Just like get it away from me so I don't have the time to overthink it. So the application is contact info and educational background, artist statement, artist bio. They're both 200 word limit, CV, and 5 work samples. So especially since I already did an application not too long ago, I don't think this will be too hard. The artist bio I think I can reuse. The statement of interest is the hardest for me because I don't have any particular project in mind. And sometimes when you're doing residencies, they really want to hear a project proposal or some kind of like pitch. But I think specifically for this program, this is very much more like exploratory and experimental. So I hope I will come off as a good fit, because I think I am. I think I'm a good fit. All right, so it shouldn't be that hard to do. I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna make you hang out with me. Rah. I haven't even clicked the link before now. I just like saved the email. The other thing is the school deleted all the alumni accounts. So even as I'm like signing in to like do this thing, all right, it won't let me into the application. Let me try again. All right. They tell you who the jury is before you even start the application, so that's interesting. The other thing I applied to, they did also have that, but it wasn't on the application. It was on like a separate page that you could see it, but it was just on their website. I guess this is different because it's a school thing. So I've gone onto the school website before looking for like alumni stuff, and there's really not, they don't make it easy to find literally any information. Sometimes when I'm looking at application stuff, it's helpful to like read about the jury and even like previous people who have been accepted, but it makes me like really nervous because I feel like I start comparing myself to these people. The other kind of worry that I have is the type of stuff that I want to make. I haven't done really anything since school. I've I've done other like art or like creative stuff, but I want to get back into like larger scale like 3D stuff. And since graduating, because of space limitations and resource limitations, I started doing more like digital stuff or just like creative like stuff as an outlet like you. Not like you, like this. Um, or like making collages or like mood boards, things like that. Or drawing, but not really so much like fashion stuff. So I'm kind of like, oh, they're gonna look at my application and they're like, oh, she's not serious. She hasn't really made anything since school. And so that's what's in the back of my head too. Okay. When it comes to the statement of interest or like artist statement, I will probably have to write something completely new. I wasn't totally going to just reuse what I already wrote before for the other um application. I have to reread what I wrote actually. So maybe I will. Though I should not. But I can, use some of it. Maybe. We'll see. My artist bio can probably stay the same. This is a short word limit. I have to see how much I wrote. My CV, I can use, and I'll have to decide what images I want to go with or what like type of artwork I want to show. There's a few different like voices I use in art, if you know what I mean. So I'm kind of like, what voice do I want to present, or do I want to do like a mix, or like what side of myself do I want to show more of? I might have to write something completely new now that I think about it because these are two very different opportunities. They're not very, very different, but I think the first one I had applied to, it's at a museum and like it's like an educational space. And the one that I'm looking at now, it's more of a retreat. It's more like a little bit less hard structured, if you know what I mean, and less like, it's very like fluid. The people who have gone to this thing, um, the like way they make it sound, it's not super like restrictive. And I'm not really looking for anything restrictive, so the other one isn't that much either. At least compared to other residencies I was thinking about and looking at, and what I had like shortlisted when I was looking at stuff. There are opportunities that are very like, you need to make this kind of thing and it needs to benefit us in this specific way. Explain exactly what you're going to do and how you're going to do that. And there are ones that are like, just like chill and like experiment and woo. And those ones usually you have to pay to go to. The ones that will pay you are the ones that are like, make educational public art for us to keep. Okay, I have 160, 161, I think. Yeah. I have 161 out of 200 words. So I could stop where I'm at, or I could try to use as much of as possible of what has been given to me, and maybe more directly try to answer this question of my reasons for applying and how this opportunity would benefit me. I think it's like intelligible, but I could just like push more. Part of me is like, yeah, be more. You write 200 words. Just take as much space as possible. And the other part of me is like, get this out of my sight before I overthink it too much. And I'm already overthinking a little bit, but that's car for the Porsche. Um, all right, I'm just gonna do this. Just get rid of this. And while I'm here, I'm going to copy and paste what this residency is into my residency document. Technically, this should be its own document, but I'm just kind of, I don't know. This whole process, this whole thing is kind of messy. And that's fine. Is this self-sabotage? I don't think so. I think this is good for me. I hope this is good for me. Okay. Are you ever like applying to stuff and you're like, these people are gonna laugh at me and make fun of me? Uh, that's how I feel sometimes, especially with like art stuff. If I'm submitting to something, I'm like, oh, they're gonna be like, why would she even apply to this? This freaking loser. I'm gonna phone a friend and ask some people what pieces they think I should submit, which I like shouldn't do. I should just choose. But I don't know. Maybe this will help me think of some. Just like brainstorm. This isn't like I'm not like, oh, everyone else pick for me. You know what? I'm not even gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna pick because I actually just talked myself out of that. But I am gonna go back in the group chat and see what pictures I sent the first time I was doing this. I guess I could say it like that. One of my favorite pieces of work that I've done, the picture I like the most is from the back. It just shows some detail that is more interesting than the front view, but it does feel a little bit weird to show a sample of work that is just from the back. I wonder if I could combine these two images as one image to give the like 3D like front back effect. Would they be mad at me? Will they be mad at me? I don't think that's bad. The easy way to do that would be to just put them in Illustrator and Photoshop and put them next to each other. The second I put anything in Illustrator and save it, it makes the file ginormous, and then I can't submit it to anywhere. This is the other thing with like submitting art stuff. Everyone wants teeny tiny files, but it's like I shot my work or like I created my work in like high resolution, and all the files are big, and then if you compress them too much, they get blurry. It's like, it's devastating. Yep. My computer just died. Frick. All right, I'm gonna handle the situation. See when I'm submitting the application. I've picked out all my images. I just need to like figure out whatever that thing is and upload them. And I'm gonna get this done tonight. Peace out. Okay, I'm back. I was overcomplicating things and I was like, all right, let me just upload the image that I think is the best view. And I have an image description. The front of it is pretty like plain or like standard. It's a blazer. So I feel like people will get the idea. I was stressing myself out. So I have everything uploaded. All right, here's the thing. Before I hit submit, part of me is like, applying to this thing is self-sabotage. And then another part of me is like, you thinking applying to this thing is self-sabotage is what's actually self-sabotage. And another part of me is like, well, I should build up my portfolio before applying to anything, and that's what makes it self-sabotage. And then the other part of me is like, you thinking that you are not ready for anything is the self-sabotage. So that's what's going on in my head. Is sending a weak application worse than sending nothing at all? It's not like I can never apply to anything again after this or anything like that. So, or it's not like, I'm trying. It's not like the debate, it's happening. Okay, I'm going to submit this before I have a chance to not. If I don't get my response email or like a confirmation email, then I guess I'll resubmit. I don't know. I should have gotten... All right, that's gonna have to be it for me. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me while I torment myself with sending an application. But you know what? I did it. And no matter what comes of this, I want to build out my portfolio more in the coming year. So like maybe that will happen, maybe that won't. I'll have to decide how much I want to prioritize it on my goals for the year. This is a whole nother video. Let's just get out of here. All right. I did the thing. If you've got a thing that you've been putting off doing or submitting, take this as a sign to go fill that application or submit that thing. You can do it. And you can like whine and cry about it and be a baby like I was the entire time and make up scenarios in your head about why it's not going to work. You can do that as much as you want, but don't let it stop you from trying, because if you do it kicking and screaming, you still do it. And sometimes that's what you have to strive for in life. All right, bye.